I have been every voice.
You are the chosen one!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about a big tease for young Luke Skywalker in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we're also going to speculate about who the cast is going to be playing. As always my dear Megalorians, before I dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so already, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new content to the channel. So guys, without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. New Obi-Wan Kenobi cast announcement means probable young Luke Skywalker cameo. So let's dive into the article and then I'll tell you my thoughts on it. Earlier, the Star Wars fandom was rigorously invigorated with the first piece of exciting news since Disney Investor Day 2020. The main cast for the long-anticipated Obi-Wan Kenobi series was shared by StarWars.com, and the news spread very quickly thereafter. Aside from the obvious Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan and Hayden Christensen as Vader, fans were granted the return of Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Piesse as young Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, as seen in the prequels. As per George Lucas's original vision for Obi-Wan in the years leading up to A New Hope, he will most likely remain on Tatooine, watching over young Luke as he grows up. With the announcement of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru returning, this can only mean one thing, that we will indeed see young Luke in the series. This is an exciting prospect and a great opportunity to show fans a humble young farmer boy before he grows up to take on the Empire. So this is a great little article and it puts into words what I think a lot of fans were thinking when the announcement came. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did cover the rumour that young Luke Skywalker would show up in the Kenobi series a few months ago. What I will say is that this article left out something really crucial that the show needs to do if we are going to get a young Luke. Fans such as myself will be eager to see the dynamic that Ewan McGregor's version of Obi-Wan shares with Luke Skywalker. Apart from the final scene of Revenge of the Sith, up until now in Star Wars, the only Obi-Wan who's had any interaction with Luke is Alec Guinness's old Ben Kenobi. I think it'll be very interesting to see Ewan McGregor, now a bit older than he was in Episode 3 and closer in age to Alec Guinness, truly morph into the Obi-Wan that we see in Episode 4. Now I'm obviously aware of the fact that this show is set only 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, but some of those PTSD-induced moments that characterizes old Ben do need to seep through in Ewan's portrayal of the character. I've said it before and I'll say it again, he's a blessing to this franchise and his character does mean a lot to me. Evidently, from what I've said in the past, I grew up on the prequels and I remember going to see Revenge of the Sith for the very first time. I can't really put into words just how much Star Wars meant to me as a kid and now of course as an adult as well. I mean, I literally talk about Star Wars every day on here. But the point is this, Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi was like a hero figure to me, and seeing him reprise the role means more to me than I think any character in any of the upcoming shows. I mean this sincerely, I'm truly so freaking excited for this show and I'll be a giddy fangirl when I press play on Disney Plus when the show finally drops. Alright, so we've talked about Obi-Wan and we've discussed young Luke Skywalker, so now let's talk about some of the other actors and actresses and speculate on who they might play in the show. Let's start with Indira Varma, since she's probably the most spoken about from what I've seen online. There seems to be three camps of people. Those who think that she's going to play Satine Kryze in flashbacks, those who think she'll play Asajj Ventress, and others who believe she's going to be Barriss Offee. Now while I can see the points of view of the last two, I find myself in the first camp, Satine Kryze. Alright, so here's my reasoning. I just don't see Lucasfilm bringing Asajj Ventress into this series, and as for Barriss Offee, if they are going to include her, surely they would just recast Nalini Krishan who played her in Attack of the Clones. So my money is on the fact that she's going to play Satine Kryze. Making Indira Varma Satine adds a layer of emotion and overall darkness to the series. Since Obi-Wan is in exile on Tatooine at this point, he's going to have a lot of time on his hands to reflect on his life as a Jedi, especially alongside Anakin during the Clone Wars. To add to that dismay, he's probably going to remember his one true love, Satine Kryze, especially after she died in his arms. Indira Varma looks perfect for the role in my opinion, and since it'll be the character's first live-action appearance, there is some leeway on how you make the character look for the role. Next up we have Rupert Friend. I have no idea which character he's going to play, and we have to remember that a lot of these might be new characters we haven't seen before. The same thing applies to O'Shea Jackson Jr., Simone Kessel, Sung Kang and Ben Safdie. We just have to wait and see. As for Moses Ingram, I've seen a few folks on Reddit state that they think that she's going to make a great Asajj Ventress, but personally I doubt that. I also saw a bunch of people say she might play young Ahsoka, but I think that's doubtful as well. Also bear in mind guys that this is not the full list of actors, just recurring roles and the ones that they want to tell us about. It's just a little taste and a tease. I'm sure we're going to get some huge surprises with Liam Neeson as the Force voice of Qui-Gon, Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine, and who knows, we might even get Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. I know a lot of you are very opposed to this idea, but if there's any show to bring him back, it's the one directly linked to the prequels. Or maybe the Book of Boba Fett, I guess, because Boba wanted revenge after Mace killed Django. I've also read a few comments from you guys saying, what about Tamara Morrison as Cody? I think this could also very much happen as a big surprise reveal. They're not going to reveal everything with this announcement, guys, so I really wouldn't worry that we haven't had some more familiar faces in this announcement. But what do you guys think of all of this? Do you like my predictions? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to read them. So finally, guys, I have one last piece of news for you. Star Wars hints that Anakin Skywalker may not have been the chosen one. My flabbergasted reaction is probably the same as yours. Star Wars has a new book that is shaking up the core premise of the entire Skywalker saga, which is that Anakin Skywalker was the chosen one of prophecy that would bring balance to the Force. Skywalker, Family at War by Kristen Baver takes the approach of having an in-universe historian delve into the history of the Skywalker family from a larger overview. So here's the real kick in the nuts. Are you ready? Okay, the purpose is the historian's questioning of whether history had been correctly interpreted in the Skywalker saga, and they ask the question as to whether the chosen one was correctly interpreted. Now I haven't read the book so I don't want to judge, but I really hope they don't decanonize Anakin being the chosen one. That would just be the last middle finger to the fans. So the article goes on to state the Star Wars prequels make it clear that Qui-Gon Jinn believed Anakin was the chosen one. But on the other hand, this is contradicted with The Rise of Skywalker, where Anakin named Rey as the one who finally brought balance to the Force. So does the idea of Anakin being the chosen one still hold any real logic according to this book? Instead of any hard concrete reveals, Skywalker Family at War goes the safer route of simply speculating about the what-if surrounding Anakin's life. One of the central theories Baver offers is that Anakin's Jedi Master could have been different, and whether or not he would have truly been the chosen one under a different master. So I'm not sure if it's just the wording of this article or the book genuinely doesn't understand the Skywalker saga, but it was the Force that chose Anakin, not Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon just sensed and discovered the boy and then recorded his midichlorian count. I mean, of course the outcome would have been different if Qui-Gon survived or if Anakin wasn't discovered, or even if he had a completely different Jedi Master to Obi-Wan, but I'm not really sure what this book is getting at. Maybe I'll check it out for myself and I'll get back to you guys. And that brings us to the end of this news update. If you enjoyed it, smash a like, hit subscribe, do all that good stuff down below. And also guys, if you're feeling generous, please consider becoming a patron, where for just $2 or $10 a month you get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.